We're back at it with episode 7 of Tom's Stadium Takes and Travels. We're still here in the Bay Area because, like I mentioned in the last episode, we're going to check out the other Bay Area team and their home stadium, Oracle Park, the home of the San Francisco Giants. The San Francisco Giants were at first the New York Giants. Actually, they were the New York Gothams before they became the Giants. The club first formed in 1883, and then they became the Giants just 2 years later in 1885. Allegedly, the team had an epic comeback win over the Philadelphia Phillies, and the co-founder of the team, Jim Butry, said to his team after the game, "My big fellows, my Giants." Another story is that the name actually comes from a sports writer named P.J. Donahue, who was writing for the New York Evening World after the game. And as he was writing a recap, he called the team Giants, and the name just stuck. New York, the team won the World Series 8 times, including the pre-modern World Series in the late 1800s 3 times. But by the 1950s, their place at Polo Grounds in New York had gotten into poor shape, and like their longtime rivals in Brooklyn, the Giants were looking for a new home. Dodgers owner Walter O'Malley couldn't build a new stadium in New York, so he decided to move his team to Los Angeles, and he would convince Giants owner Horace Stoneham to also move his team to the West Coast, but he wanted them to be in a separate market, but not too far apart, so they could keep their rivalry alive. So Horace Stoneham chose to move his team to San Francisco. Stoneham was looking for a permanent home for his team. He came across Candlestick Point on the shore of the bay. It was a beautiful day when he was checking the place out, and the winds were rather calm. Clearly, he had no idea what the area's weather was normally like, and he had no idea what he was about to get himself and his team into. Candlestick Park would host the Giants from 1960 to 1999, and it would often get very cold and windy there. Mark Twain famously said that the coldest winter he ever went through was a summer in San Francisco. The 49ers would also play at Candlestick Park. They moved in 1970. Eventually, the Giants would want to build a stadium of their own that was specifically designed for baseball. They, of course, would get that in Oracle Park. But before that, there was some drama. A man named Peter McMullen led a group of San Francisco business leaders to buy the team and get the ballpark built, which kept the team from moving out of San Francisco to Tampa Bay at the very last minute. And a new place was desperately needed because, of course, Candlestick Park, like all these other multi-purpose cookie-cutter stadiums that we've talked about, it got real worn out with the wear and tear of going through football and baseball between the Niners and the Giants. And also, as mentioned, it got really cold and windy there, and Candlestick Park was rather unpopular. There had been multiple attempts to put a new ballpark on the ballot for the voters so they could vote to fund the new ballpark, but those votes failed every single time. McGowan swooped in and said, "Screw it, let's just fund this whole damn place by ourselves." And that's exactly what he did. Pacific Bell Park, now known as Oracle Park, was the first privately funded stadium since Dodger Stadium in the early 60s. All right, that's enough Giants history for you. I am so excited to show you guys one of Major League Baseball's best ballparks in Oracle Park, and we're going to watch the San Francisco Giants take on the Chicago White Sox.
Before the game, like a good San Francisco tourist, I had to make a stop at Fisherman's Wharf. Here are some takes of their famous sea lions. As I swing the camera here, look what's out in the distance. That's the Golden Gate Bridge. California sea lions like to be at Pier 39 because there's plenty of food for them here, and they're also safe from natural predators such as sharks and orcas. Let's check out more of the pier.
Más alejado de la ventana, más alejado de la ventana.
¿Ahí?
Un poquito.
There's also more wildlife here, such as seagulls and pelicans, and much more. I also checked out the aquarium of the bay. Here are some takes from that.
I wonder if there are stray dogfish.
Lots of sharks over here. There's a manta ray right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this one. Sharks in Alcatraz.
All right, making our way over to the ballpark. Let's check out the statues outside the stadium first. First up, you gotta begin with the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. One of the greatest men to have ever played the game. Some might argue he is the greatest ever. The Giants organization certainly thinks so. Willie is there to say hey to you at the front entrance of the ballpark. The palm trees that surround him really give off that California vibe. There are 24 of them to be exact, which was his number. Here's two-time Cy Young winner, Gaylord Perry. This here is one of the best hitters to have played the game, the Baby Bull, Orlando Cepeda. This man here is Juan Marichal, well known for pitching with the high kick. The Dominican dandy was one of the game's best pitchers. And this right here is Willie McCovey. The cove behind the ballpark is named after him, McCovey Cove. I didn't find his statue until after the game. That's why this take was filmed at night. But Willie Mac was another one of the game's best hitters. Let's check out the Giants Wall of Fame. Some rather notable names are on this wall. While I was walking along the cove behind the ballpark, I happened to come across this. Beyond right field, the Giants have a hole that fans can peek into from outside the place. As you can see, only 24 people are allowed at a time, and they're only allowed to watch 3 innings. I would have taken a picture of the hole, but I saw that the Giants were warming up before the game, and they probably wanted to keep their practice private, so I didn't take any pics. But it's there. One more statue I'd like to highlight is this seal statue balancing the baseball on his nose. This is a tribute to the San Francisco Seals, a minor league team that played before the Giants arrived. Going through public transportation options, right where the seal statue is a harbor. You got all the boats out here. Some people even take a ferry to the games. This here is the Muni, San Francisco's light rail train. And this here is the Caltrain, a commuter rail that stretches from the San Francisco Peninsula all the way down to Silicon Valley. It's getting close to game time, so let's make our way inside. Before I went to my seat, I had to check out the Giants team store. Going over the City Connect uniform, it's not terribly detailed. You got this G here rising above the fog. San Francisco, of course, is well known for its fog. And then on both arm sleeves, you've got the Golden Gate Bridge.
Ready?
In the end, I had to pick up a hat for my hat collection, and for my nephew, I had to add to his mascot collection by taking home Lucille, the Giants mascot. No, not Lucille like Lucille Ball, Lucille. His first name is Lou, and of course, he's a seal. And here is Lucille himself. All right, time to go through the concourses. We begin, like normal, with the upper concourse. Now here's the main concourse. There are some highlights here that I'm going to show you. Here are the Giants' 3 World Series Commissioner trophies, all won in the early 2010s. 3 World Series championships in 5 years, 2010, 2012, and 2014. Always kind of neat to see the kayakers out in the cove, always ready to catch a home run ball that lands in the cove, which is also known as a splash hit. This here is one of those classic San Francisco cable cars. The number 44 you see on the front is a nod to Willie McCovey. That's the number he wore. As we approach Pete's Coffee, you'll see inside they've got a bobblehead museum, and on top of the place is a foghorn. That thing blows after a Giants home run and win. Right next to Pete's Coffee is the world's largest baseball glove. It's a 1927 old-time 4-fingered glove. Right next to this glove up here is a giant Coke bottle. This bottle is actually a slide. The kids love it. The kids will also love this wiffle ball field and this little aquarium they have out in the outfield of the wiffle ball field. The fish in here are native to the bay. Here's another concourse that's out in the outfield called the Arcade Concourse. Similar to the A's, the Giants have their own garden. On the right side of the concourse, you'll see they've got classic arcade games like Pac-Man on the right, and further up, you'll see a pigeon cage. Over on the left side of the concourse, you've got a couple of Lego statues of a couple of stars from the early 2010s dynasty. Madison Bumgarner is pitching to Buster Posey. You've also got skee ball, a papa shot, and a batting cage. This is a really cool area. All right, let's make our way to the seat. Here's the first look from the seat. I'm going to zoom in on the right field wall where it says Levi's Landing. That wall is 24 feet high. That's a nod to, you guessed it, Willie Mays. As of the time of recording on August 19th, 2024, the Giants had hit 103 splash hit home runs into the Cove. They've been keeping track of that since the ballpark opened in 2000. Let's take a moment to enjoy the Giants pregame hype video. Time to enjoy some food. Oracle Park is one of the best ballparks in the MLB for food. We'll begin with a crab sandwich. This thing is expensive. It costs over $20, but it's worth it. All right, this here is the crab sandwich here at Oracle Park. Goes good with a tomato. It's really good. Love it.
better. It does.
You also know I had to try out Oracle Park's famous garlic fries.
All right, here are the famous Oracle Park garlic fries. Let's give these a try. Yeah, very garlicky, but that makes it better, actually.
We end with some dessert, a Ghirardelli hot fudge sundae.
The vanilla ice cream is really good on this hot fudge sundae. It's great. But yeah, it's a very good sundae.
Now let's get into the gameplay. The White Sox were up 1-0 in the 5th inning, but then the Giants made their move. In the 6th inning, I just barely missed this Giants home run as I was walking back from the Ghirardelli stand. The Giants would lead 5-1 after that dinger. In the 9th inning, the White Sox would put 2 more on to make it 5-3 with men on 2nd and 3rd. Could the Giants hold them off? Yes, they did. Another thing I'd like to note is that the Giants are the first MLB team to install moving spotlights. That's a cool touch. After every Giants win, they play the classic Tony Bennett song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco. And then after the game, I got to enjoy my first ever drone show. The show was sponsored by Blue Moon. This was really cool. I'll take a drone show over a fireworks show any day.
It was a beautiful day here on the Bay. The Giants take home the W in a bit of a nail-biter over the White Sox by a score of 5-3. That's going to wrap things up here in San Francisco. If you like what you saw, be be sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love stadium content as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Tom Stadium Takes and Travels. Signing off from Oracle Park here in San Francisco. We'll see you in the next video.